can see it. So we're getting really good frames here. Just turn off some of the effects, and honestly it looks about as good. I could probably put some anti-aliasing on this and get the same frame rate. This is perfect right here. That's just fucking, that makes me happy seeing that. So play around with the settings a little bit, but you can definitely run stuff on it. I hooked it up through HDMI to my monitor, trying to run 3D Mark Vantage on it, because for some reason 3D Mark Vantage just did not want to run. I might have a shitty version of it. I might have to update, but it's working fine on Windows 7. I did have to find some drivers using the driver disk included, which isn't too bad, but that was a little bit of a nuisance. Of course, the turbo stuff works as well. All you do is just hit the turbo button, turn it on, off, eco. It's got a couple different modes: gaming, movie. Mainly it changes the brightness, which is what you're going to be seeing increases the battery the most. But I usually just leave it on turbo. That software is actually not too bad, and it's very, very thin, so I didn't actually mind keeping it on there. Of course, that's the only software I have running. It does run in the taskbar there. System control management. So if you can't find the recovery disk, or if you bought it without a driver disk or something like that, and you're wanting to use Windows 7, you can download that software off their website, as well as the webcam software. The webcam works perfectly fine, but you can't find the other drivers off their website. Kind of a nuisance. MSI is not the best with that. Of course, their US site's a little lacking, but if you go through some effort and you do have that disc, the driver disc, you should be able to load 7 directly up on it fine. And the drivers I was missing were mainly the drivers for the PCI Express card port and the SD card port, which are on the side over here. Everything works good. The laptop is set up to ACHI, I think it is, or AHCI mode, which will give you this message down here to eject the internal hard drive and stuff like that. That's just so you can use eSATA. You can go into the BIOS and turn that off if you are not using eSATA, which I usually do recommend, so it's not a nuisance in the bottom right corner. You don't accidentally try and eject hard drives and stuff like that, especially if you're going to be installing Linux on it. It does make it a little bit easier. Now, the laptop runs great, runs everything fine. The memory usage, especially on 7, is very low on processes. It does get a little bit hot, especially towards the hard drive sits right under here. It does get hot on this one. A hard drive is a little bit slow. Of course, I'm used to a 7200. This is a 5400, but it's still very, very good. The touchpad, I do like it a lot. The button's great. What else? Oh, to make sure when you're trying to install drivers and when you're installing any operating system, make sure you have these on. These buttons to right down here, the webcam and the Bluetooth on. That will make sure it finds the drivers and you don't have to go off and find them yourself if it doesn't notice it. But those are just the touch sensitive buttons. I leave them off otherwise. Wireless control is great. You have one programmable button right here, which I set it to open up Google Chrome, but I mean, it's nice to have something little like that if you're using it a lot. Media functions work great, really easy to use. What else? Keyboard's great. The number pad and the arrow keys and stuff like that are jammed up a little bit here, especially the shift key. I do have a little bit of a problem using that when I'm typing in like question mark or something like that, which I use a lot because I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about ever. But these buttons shortened up on the side here are a little bit of a nuisance, but you do get the number pad, which is a good advantage. So I mean, giving up a little bit of space here and relearning that side of the keyboard just a slight bit is alright for getting the advantage of a number pad. They are squeezing this into a 15-inch notebook, so that is pretty good. The HDMI works great. I think you do have to adjust the colors a little bit on the actual board itself. They don't look fabulous. The colors are a little bit lacking when you hook it up to an external HDMI TV, but yeah, that can be fixed under the NVIDIA tools. Burning, C's is easy. I haven't tried out the 7.1 audio because I just don't have one. I don't have a system to hook that up to. But the speakers are very good. I found out, I thought they were crappy to start off with, and I figured out, if you install the software for them, they actually work pretty well. Get the right software. It's I think it is using Realtek, but it does have a option for Dolby home theater software and everything like that, but I'm just using the Realtek audio. Stereo mix for a lot of people like use Vent and things like that to record the audio coming out of their laptop. But the sound is fairly good. And let's see, I got Media Center hooked up to my other computer, see if I can play it. There we go, Wootbox. Mia, all music. Let's see, some 2Live Crew. What am I gonna play here? What am I gonna play? White Team Indie soundtrack, what we got? What the hell is this? Oh, here we go. So the speakers are actually fairly good. You probably can't get any comprehension of it because this audio is terrible out of this camera, but it is fairly loud. I was surprised. So, in all, I am very happy with this laptop. Battery power, like I thought, wasn't too good. Only about 3 hours on Wi-Fi. I'm using wireless N. With the screen darkened all the way. That was on Linux as well. I'm not sure about Windows, but very good laptop, and good for school if you game and things like that. Because you could be the loser sitting in the fucking little thing, cubicle, whatever they have at my school, playing goddamn WoW and shit like that while you're waiting for your next class or something. Or you could actually go and talk to people. Your choice, but still a very good laptop. I like it. Pretty good gaming laptop, not high-end priced, but very good quality. And it does feel durable, especially the hinge, which I was having problems with my other laptop for that. It's light for a 15-inch laptop, in my opinion. But of course, I have a lot of old laptops where they're heavy. I work on a lot of those during the day. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Not much of a review. You got to see a little bit of what Street Fighter can do and things like that. But very good laptop, and I definitely do recommend it. Sorry for the unboxing video being so crappy. Peace. Stay black.